Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have our final series of FM24. We go into a UK and Ireland tour. We're kicking off unemployed. We have no experience in relation to coaching qualifications or playing experience, and we have loaded up all of the Irish leagues, all of the Northern Irish leagues, the Welsh leagues, and the Scottish leagues. So within the UK and Irish setup, we're not including England, obviously. We focus a lot on the English leagues in Sunday League to Champions League. So I wanted to start off something a little bit different. And looking into it, well, we start off unemployed and there's one job available. So we have to weigh up exactly what we want to do, where we're going to start. In an ideal situation, I want to build up the experience in Ireland, Northern Ireland, and Wales, try and win the league titles in these three countries, and then go off to Scotland to do the European side of the challenge, and then obviously that'll see us into completion and ready for FM25. So, in terms of ticking boxes, this one does tick the boxes. Obviously, we start off in the Cymru South, which is the lower league in Wales. And looking at this particular football club, Britain Ferry Llanssowel. Obviously, I will probably end up butchering the names. I don't really have much of a Welsh accent by any stretch of the imagination, so it'll be interesting to see exactly how things are at this level. So it's a league made up of 16 teams. Britain Ferry, obviously, nothing's kicked off as of yet, so they sit in sixth place. In terms of season preview, they're actually second favourites for promotion, so there could be some pressure with this job. Um, Two of their key players in Bowen and Hood are the best strikers in the league as well. So in terms of goal scoring options, we should be able to get in there. And Hereford is the best player in the league. He also plays for Britain Ferry. So the only thing is he's not in that dream 11 because he's an attacking midfielder. So obviously in that case, we are going to have to factor him in somewhere into this squad. I mean, he can actually play up front as well. Finishing ability is not the best, so I think a more creative option in that midfield could certainly suit a bit better for him. He's got plenty of pace, decent physical attributes all round as well. So in terms of a foundation, they do certainly seem to have it there. Um, Plenty of players already there as well. Obviously, room to strengthen in certain areas. And looking at some of the areas, especially, no wage contributions for a few players and a lot of wage contribution for others. Alex Gambon on £250 a week. Luke Bowen, of course, as I mentioned, one of the best strikers in the league, £375 a week. And in respect of this league, I'm thinking that's probably a little bit too much money for this level. £300 a week for Thomas Walters, £200 a week there for Tyler Brock, who's actually already transfer listed, I might add as well. So there's going to be room to manoeuvre, hopefully, if we did take on this job. Um, so I suppose what we better do is get it applied for and see what happens going forward. And obviously, we can get a job sooner rather than later. It will give us plenty of time to try and factor in the transfer window and that as well. So who knows? We'll have to see how things go. But of course, as I mentioned before, we've got no experience whatsoever. So no coaching badges, no footballing experience. We're just a Sunday League footballer who's decided to try and manage either semi-professional or professional club. So it could be difficult to get a job. I'm not entirely sure how it works in relation to club reputation or anything either. So we'll have to wait and see how we get on. It's going to be particularly tough anyway. But I mean, there's even international jobs. So if we do actually manage to complete the four main parts of this series, we could even go into international management at the end of it and see if we can win the big tournaments. But of course, at that point, we'd be made up of a team of players that are all regens and we've never even heard of, depending on exactly how things go. So that's another option that we could do to end the save, which would be quite interesting. It's something I've not done before. International management is certainly something very new. Um, when we were looking at the jobs previously as well, there's a few jobs that are insecure, the likes of Treaty and Cork, and there was another one as well, I think. Obviously, in relation to actual jobs. um, just filter that out a minute and push that one up. So in terms of insecure jobs, Treaty United are in the Irish First Division. They're sat in 10th place, so I'm guessing that's near the bottom of the league. And Dundalk and Cork City of the Irish Premier League are near the bottom of their league as well. So they are more reputable clubs, quite considerably compared to Britain Ferry, but obviously they would be big jobs, but they are halfway through their season. Their season runs within a calendar year rather than either side of a calendar year. So, I mean, Cork are sat rock bottom of their league. Funnily enough, there's only 10 teams in it, and Dundalk just above them. In relation to Treaty, they're sat rock bottom of their league as well. So, there's maybe potentially even jobs in Ireland that we could go for. But obviously, we're hoping to get in Britain Ferry. It's the only job that's available. We've put in the application. We're a week further on now, nearly, and we've not heard anything back, which isn't really a good omen, is it? Let's be honest. And like I say, we just want to get our foot in the door somewhere, get things underway, and see what we can do with them. And it would be quite nice if it could happen rather soon, because obviously we need to put our authority into the side. We need to bring our own players in as well. And obviously set up a lot of staff and everything like that before the end of the transfer window, and ideally before the league seasons actually begin. Of course, I don't know when exactly these begin. I've got a feeling it's literally the end of July for Wales, then it's toward the back end of August for the likes of Northern Ireland and Scotland. So, still no news at the moment. Their favourite for the job is Wayne Jones, who's currently their assistant manager. Um, so it'll be interesting to see exactly what happens there, of course. So obviously, if he does get the job, there'll be no other job opening up, and then we'll have to wait and see exactly where we stand afterwards. I'm hoping we can at least get an interview. It would be quite nice. And three insecure jobs still in the Irish Premier League and Irish First Division. I mean, if we could get into a top division the first time of asking, that would be something for sure. However, we've been offered a job interview at Britain Ferry. I mean, bear in mind the season started on the 3rd of July. The save, should I say, started on the 3rd of July. We're now at the 11th, so it's taken them 8 days to get back to us. I don't know if it means that they want us there or not, but something definitely needs to give here. So, board are pleased that we've taken the time to attend the interview. A few questions that they would like to ask. We don't want a repeat of our last manager, who we had to part company with early and unexpected. Are you going to be around for a while? Well, put it this way, I'm in the market for a job, so I think it can be safely said that I will be around for a while. Um, I mean, we won't be there for a long, long time, but the target, of course, is to win the top division in Wales. And if we can achieve promotion sooner rather than later, obviously, you're looking at 3 or 4 seasons, maybe, if things go particularly well. So, yeah, I suppose it's a long time. If you emerge as a successful candidate, would you be expected to adhere to the club's visions for the future? We are interested in comments. But within wage budget and grow the club's reputation. They want us to finish in the top two. So it's a, I mean, they're one of the favourites for promotion. They're looking at second place based on the season preview. But you look at that, and we're going to have to be pretty faultless from the word go, and it is going to be difficult because obviously we need to set up our style here with the club as well. But we will agree to it. And then it says, if hired, we would expect you to finish in the top 4 places. Well, that's perfectly fair. Proposed wage budget of 2,184. Um, in, in terms of perspective, obviously there's a couple of players at the club that are on big money. We'll put a request in for a larger wage budget just to see what happens. I'm not too sure whether they'll go for it or not, but we'll see. Any requests you would consider before we decide to hire you? Not that I can think of. I mean, in an ideal world, we'd like the facilities to be improved. Well, there we go. So they'll probably say the same for youth facilities as well, but that should do it for the moment. Thank you for attending the interview. So half the job for that one is done. We've attended an interview, and then we just have to wait and see what happens. Obviously, the insecure jobs over in Ireland haven't been vacated as of yet. Obviously, with it being midway through a season for them, it will be extremely tough to save them anyway. But at the same time, it depends how much time we get given for these kind of jobs as well. Um, Still, nothing coming through as of yet. There's plenty of international jobs available, but of course, we don't want to start at that level. We want to start with a club. That is the idea of this save. And again, patience is a virtue. 5 days on now we are from that interview. And the fact that it's taken them 2 weeks basically to offer us an interview and maybe, well, they've actually offered us a job and they've given us an extra £500 a week to play with in terms of wages. Incidentally, ideal person to replace ex-manager Chris Llewellyn, and he's the assistant manager. Bit of a strange one, but I mean, to be fair, they've given us extra wage budget. They've said what was it, 2,100? They've given us an extra £500 there, and that could really help matters. £675 a week as a manager, not too bad either. End of current season, they want us to be competitive in the cups and push in the league as well. And by the end of next season, they want us to be promoted back into the Premier League. So there's plenty to. They're very ambitious, put it that way. We'll try and budge up the wage a little bit just for the sake of it. If we can get a 2-year deal, that'd be nice as well, wouldn't it? Well, they've agreed to the wage on a 12-month deal. I think that's fair, to be honest. We'll accept it, and we have our first job in this save. We are here at Britain Ferry. I'm not going to keep trying to say that last part of the name, but we are at Britain Ferry, and they have confirmed us as their new manager. And Richard Evans was considered to be favourite for the job, but it would appear that we were the favourite afterwards anyway. Obviously, we're going to have a look at the staff regardless. In terms of the assistant manager, Chris Llewellyn, I think we're perfectly happy with him. He looked of very good quality for a team at this level. Media prediction actually has us in first place now. So initially that was second, so something must have happened in terms of transfers at one of the clubs. Obviously, we do have a little bit of money to spend, hopefully, but we'll see how things go. And again, we just need to be competitive in the cups, and we'll have to see how things go. Looking at the squad, I mean, there's a striking position that's vacated there. I don't know why Bowen's back there. Clearly, we're a bit short in certain areas of the pitch, but obviously, because of the amount of time it's taken, they may have sold players from when we initially looked at the squad on the 3rd of July. So, supporters' expectations are to get promoted and finish above Affenlido, Schaffelin, and Goitre in the league. Well, if we win promotion and or win the league, we're going to finish above all three of them. So in that case, it would be fine. Obviously, we need to meet the media. We're not going to do an intra-squad friendly backroom staff meeting every month. And off we go. Let's have a look and see what's going on. So Lewis Bates is currently under contract offer from Connors Key on £100 a week. He's a 3.5-star current ability centre back at this level. Does he want to leave for Connors Key? Where are Connors Key? So they're in the Premier League. I mean, in an ideal situation, considering his star rating, we want to keep him around. But I suppose, I mean, everyone's expendable at this stage. I mean, there's a number of players here that certainly aren't good enough silver star quality with not a lot of potential. Number of players that, I mean, 26-year-old Kieran Williams, 1.5-star current ability. He's got potential, but I'm looking at that and thinking, yes, he's got good physical attributes, and that's about it. So there's definitely a lot of work to do with this squad. There's no doubt about it. I mean, in terms of strikers, Jonathan Hood, Luke Bowen, and we've got Corey Herford who can play in behind. So that's three very key first team players in there straight away. 4.5-star quality right wing back for this level. And to be fair, I can understand that. I mean, he's a fairly determined character, good physicals again. A lot of nines and eights in his overall ratings as well. If he gets regular game time, he'll potentially improve as well if we can sort out our facilities. Christian Evans, again, 3.5-star quality centre back at this stage. Likewise, Lewis Bates. So I think, to be honest, we need to keep him for the time being. And we just get that cancelled for now. We need to keep him here for sure at the moment. Season expectations, obviously, we've already had a look into that. Top 2 league positions. He wants to reach the semi-final of the Tier 2 League Cup, reach the first round minimum of the Nathaniel Cup and the Welsh Cup. So we've got room to manoeuvre. £600 a week to spend there or thereabouts as well. And obviously, in relation to the quality of some of these first team players, we do need to have a look at it. We need to have a look at ourselves tactically as well. But with £600 a week that we can spend, obviously that can then determine which players leave. But I'm looking at the likes of Thomas Walters, who's a 2-star current ability player. He's on £300 a week. And I think, to be honest, my mind's already made up with that. We will offer him out purely because of the amount of money he's on. And to be honest, Tyler Brock, I mean, he's 2.5-star, a little bit of potential, but nothing major. I think we offer him out as well. It's the wages that are concerning me. I mean, yes, we've got money to spend, and we will need strength in depth, but I mean, those are on big money, if truth be told. Alex Gammon's a 1-star player, £250 a week. Can't no, we can't facilitate that at all. These are the players that we can't be keeping at this club. Jack Hurley, he's not good enough either. He's actually, we can just release him on a free because he's not on a contract anyway. Kieran Williams is transfer listed already, so we'll release him. We're doing a lot of culling very quickly, I must admit. Dylan Perkins, he's only 19, 2-star current ability, plenty of potential. He seems like he could be a good asset for us. Mackenzie Ace is going into the under-19s. Rumbelow is going into the under-19s. Hutton is going into the under-19s. Obviously, we've got grayed out players entering the fray now as well because we're so short on players. But Josh Bull, 2.5-star current ability, not really any extra potential. He's only on £25 a week, so we'll keep him for now. But he's a player that could end up leaving as well. Joseph Jones, 2-star current ability, apparently with 5-star potential, but he's 27. Very determined character though, so he could be a player that we keep around just for that reason. And goalkeepers, we haven't actually got a proper contracted goalkeeper. Reece Williams is our best keeper, it would appear. And there's nothing really screaming out top keeper to me. And Alex Pennock is supposedly our backup, but he, to be honest, looks like a better keeper than Reece Wilson, if I'm being truthful. But we'll see again how things are. Says the development centre, there's no players worth noting, apparently. I mean, Declan Evans is 2-star quality, and he's a left back, and to be honest, 2-star of ability, we probably could have done with him in the squad. Liam Logan, not particularly brilliant. All of these players are going to end up getting released, I think, anyway. I mean, Jasper Payne, potential option up front, but again, not really of necessary quality. So, all of these players could end up leaving the club. And to be honest, yes, we've got quality in certain positions, but we really need to rebuild this squad. There is no doubt in my mind that we have got some rebuilding to do here, and hopefully we can find some players relatively quickly. In terms of staff, it's 4 coaches here, and we can only have 2. Well, that's not ideal, is it? So something's got to give there. We've got a technical director, which we're not allowed, and we need scouts and a director of football. And medical-wise, we've actually got the best sports science rating in the league, but not a good physio rating. Analysing data, we've got a good one in apparently. But I think there's definitely a lot of work to do. We need a head of youth development as well. So top to bottom, there's going to be quite an overhaul, and hopefully we can find players to bring in that'll be of suitable quality as well. We're not going to go completely mental, because we can't, but we'll have to wait and see how things go. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It's all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.